Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Indian Gooners podcast. I'm joined once again by Indian Gooner. How are you going, buddy?
All well.
Awesome.
After Arsenal gets all the 3 points, it's all well.
Oh yeah. No, I can see smiles also all over Arsenal fans wherever and whenever that I meet them these days. So it's a good thing. Glad to get by towards the end of the season. So, but yeah, a must, win game, and then we actually went again and we proved that we are able to still keep the race for the top four. So a much needed victory for us after what's been disappointing last 3 weeks or last three defeats, I have to say. Back-to-back victories against Chelsea and now United puts us right in contention for top four. And I'm just hoping that we continue carry on the momentum that we brought in. So towards till the end of the season. Did you know that Arsenal have now won a game more than what they did entire previous season? That
Yes,
that
yes.
that's probably a good thing that we broke out. In fact, we if we keep winning, the last time that we won more was in 2018-19 season that we won 10 times. I'm just hoping break that record, and then we know we'll continue to win the rest of the games, and then hopefully finish in top four at what we want. So now, how did you actually feel about the game? What's your initial reactions from?
Well, before the game started, I just knew that there's only one man that could carry Manchester United. If we try, I actually, when we discussed about the game, also, I think I mentioned last time around we gave Ronaldo a lot of respect. This time around, I think we shut down for a moment, and that's when he scored. But otherwise, I think there's a lots of problem with that Manchester United 11. So at one point of time, I knew like the way we played against Chelsea, we tried to impose ourselves. I think Manchester United were much more of an easier team to play against if we compare Manchester United and Chelsea. So somewhere down the line, I was confident. But when I checked the scoreline, 1-0, when I saw Tavares put that in, I thought, hey, this Manchester United team is definitely going to take ages to come back to where they were.
Yeah, it was a goal out of nothing, isn't it? You straight away brought into that. It was not probably a goal, and I mean that meme which circled around at the start of the season where there were actually four different dragons. One with one with Conde, one with Varane and everything, and then the one which was Krog being the Ben White dragon. That came on to me. I'll possibly try and find that and then put it in the video, because it was comical defending. Not just from one but two of United defenders, Telles and Varane, I suppose. So it was very comical in a way that they let it pass through. Or and I probably thought that Xhaka would have actually scored that. It was a very good save from De Gea, only for Tavares to tap that in. Yeah, what did you feel of that?
I think the tactically the team was really it was on the plans, but you know what was the cherry on top was the comical way of letting the ball to Saka from both the defenders from Manchester United. I know Alex Telles not a good defending type of fullback, but I mean, Rafa Varane, the problem is that what he's done at Real Madrid is that lots of other players, he would have been dependent on that, playing alongside Sergio Ramos for a majority of his career. So he's dependent on them on a lot of occasions. But it was like both of them were dependent. Like maybe Telles thought that it was Varane's ball, maybe Varane thought that it was Telles' ball. Nobody reached out to it, and when that happens, the pass is successful to an opposition player. I think as I already mentioned in our previous episode as well, Manchester United, I mean Chelsea and Manchester United, both their biggest rock are their goalkeepers. If you get past them somehow, I think it was good. But the best part was that Tavares was at the right place, right time. Probably, with that movement, maybe that was planned. I don't know, but
No,
he
he
was
was
at the
just
right
he was
place, right
just
time.
getting
So
along the momentum. He was just moving on with the flow. I don't think it was intended for him to be there in the near post or in the far post. So to sort of tap that in. I think he was just going on with the flow of things. And then he was just happened to be there at the right place at the right time. I didn't know an interesting fact that the Tavares goal, which he scored actually after a minute or 2 minutes or something, that was the quickest goal Arsenal had scored since. I mean, that was ever the quickest goal scored against United in the Premier League against United.
Wow. I'm pretty much sure there are many teams that would want to break that and will break that in the coming years.
Yeah. Hey guys, we've now been joined by Dushyant. Hey Dushyant, welcome back. How are you doing?
Hey everyone, I'm doing good. I hope everyone is doing good and taking care of themselves and staying safe.
Oh yeah, man.
So yeah,
I think we're all in better spirits now that we are right there and they're knocking for top 4. And we were just myself and IG were just talking about how good the Tavares goal was, and the fact that we made a mockery or we made full use of the mockery defending, which I can't stop laughing at it.
The whole first half was absolutely chaotic, and who's the most chaotic player that we have? Nuno Tavares, and he's the one that is getting the first goal. It is like it was just meant to be. So yeah, I was really happy seeing him get the goal, because we will talk about his game overall later on. But yeah,
lots of talking points about Tavares.
Yeah, but the first point was the Bukayo Saka shot that he took. That was a very good shot that he took and made De Gea actually save the ball. And Nuno Tavares actually got into the box only 2 times or 3 times, I think, like in the whole match. And one of it was like that goal, right? And I think that was by design, by plan, that if you see like all our results, when we win, we have to score the first goal, right? If you see all our results, so if we score the first goal, that's when we win most of our games, right?
No, totally.
So this was crucial for us to get the first goal as soon as possible and maybe settle down a bit. But obviously that didn't happen much. But
I don't think so that it was on plans for Tavares to score in. I probably would have to go back and then brush up some stats to see if that was actually the first shot which Tavares had on target, because I've seen him. I mean, I think the last time that he had scored was Benfica when they were winning 5-1 in some Portuguese game last year. But then there was Tavares constantly had this habit of hitting or taking a shot which goes to rosette, right, every time. And that probably was the first time that I noticed that he had his shot on target, which was actually a good thing to start with. Now, immediately after Tavares scored the opener, we had a miss that came out of a misplaced pass from Ramsdale. IG, what did you think of that? I mean, for some reasons, I'm not getting enough confidence from Ramsdale, at least in the last 2 or 3 games. He's been a bit shaky. He's not been his best that you've seen at the start of the season. What did you take of that?
I think he is young and he's definitely bound to make mistakes. But the best part is actually even the best make mistakes. You've seen Alisson do mistakes. He does it. I mean, everyone makes mistakes, but that pass right at McTominay's foot, I mean, that if Bruno doesn't score from there, if he doesn't try to chip the keeper, he's in a bad form. But I mean, that's what the whole game is all about. When you talk about a season, 38 games, of the mental pressure, every game, when you take every opponent, game by game, when you go, it's not that easy that you would expect someone to perform in a similar way. I mean, Ramsdale on one moment passes it to McTominay, and then on the second moment puts up a ridiculous save for Dalot's opportunity. So that there are lots of different aspects to a goalkeeper's game. Like if you talk about De Gea, it's all about shot stopping, stretching and doing a lot of things. But when you talk about distribution, when you talk about being calm when the opposition team is pressing, you've seen Ederson against Diogo Jota. If you've seen that one hell of a cool moment, a very ice cold moment from a footballer. So there are lots of aspects to the game. Maybe this was one of maybe I'm not saying that you might not see this in the future from Ramsdale, but 23 with a higher ceiling, I'm pretty much sure there are lots of other things. I mean, there can be scares, man. Come on.
Yeah,
Everyone makes
totally,
mistakes.
totally.
That
You mentioned about
that Edison thing was like, let me just grab a ice cream from ice cream wala and just go on a stroll, and I'll just pass it on to the left of the central defender there. It was so comical and so easy. I was like, what are you doing, man?
yeah,
And he was like unfazed after that. It was so funny and it was so brilliant.
yeah.
It was it was good. Yeah.
You
And by
mentioned
the way,
IG.
that
Sorry, I
let
was gonna ask you, Dushyant, about because IG brought the point of De Gea's shot stopping ability. I probably wanted to pick your thoughts on what did you feel about the Nketiah shot, or the save from De Gea, or probably should Nketiah have done better to make it 2-0 earlier?
okay, that's all. First, let me say that Bruno Fernandes' chip actually got blocked by Gabriel. So it was actually a great defending from Gabriel's part to block Bruno Fernandes' shot. So hats off to Gabriel that he made a great tackle to stop it. And the second one was, I think Nketiah thought that he was offside. So he probably took a power shot at De Gea. He was like not mentally ready to pass it on to the shot. It was a very comfortable save for De Gea because it was straight at his body, and probably anyone can save it. If any keeper is not saving that shot, he should not be playing at this level, right? Because it's like very easy save for me, at least, because I have seen many saves of that kind. But maybe not runners, so let's not talk about that.
Nobody.
But
I think you
yeah.
moved far away from Renaissance and all these Fabianskis and everyone. So better
No,
not talk about anything.
Fabianski made a great save yesterday when he stopped Jorginho's penalty. By the way, I'm so happy to see Jorginho and Bruno Fernandes miss two penalties back to back. I like they are two of the players that I absolutely hate, and like they missed the penalties, like doing the stupid run up, and yeah, that was the great part to seeing that.
We'll get to that comical part a bit later. Dushyant, don't jump the gun there. But actually, taking out from there, we did really move on to the second gear. In fact, with the actual penalty incident, IG, I'll put this question to you. How did you make of? We spoke about Saka's resurgence since that penalty miss at the Euros. But then this was on a different level, right? Because if you had actually looked at the few other cams that or videos that were circulating in the media, you would see that there was actually a cheeky push from McTominay to tap the ball out of Saka's hands. And for him to step up and take the penalty, he actually took the other side, other side, other than the one that he scored against Chelsea. So how did you make of that?
When Saka took the ball and he was definitely wanting to take the penalty against Chelsea, and he did. It tells me that the mentality of the boy is next level, and he wants to go to that next level. I mean, if you've seen the way he started at Arsenal, lots of assists, less amount of goals, and people were talking about comparing him with Jadon Sancho coming to the Premier League. Sancho in Bundesliga has scored lots of goals and assists in a single season. That's what they wanted from Saka. That's what exactly we wanted from our wingers and midfielders as well. So we've seen Saka and Smith Rowe both jumping in with double figures in terms of goals this season. So we are demanding more and more with every passing season from Saka. So one thing that since the Euros has not happened is that Saka has stepped up to take the penalty. That happened against Chelsea, increases confidence, and I'm pretty much sure that did a lot more to his character. So this time around, I was De Gea, fine. I mean, he saved some penalties in his career, but I somewhat felt that Saka's going to score that, but that was easily slotted in. I mean, I thought yes that the goal will definitely stand, but sending De Gea in the other way, I thought that was definitely going in, but I'm pretty much sure Nketiah would be wanting to score in 2 consecutive games. That did not happen. I was actually rooting for Nketiah's goal to stand, but sadly that was offside.
Yeah, that was just marginally offside, even if you look at things, Yeah, that was actually the margins that we're talking about here. But unfortunately, I mean, yeah, no, I agree with your sentiments that I probably would have as well wished Nketiah to have got his goal, but that was not how it turned out to be in the end. But what it matters is us getting a second goal and sort of a cushion, which we immediately lost. Dushyant, how did you actually make of that? Yeah, no, I probably would hold my comments off. I'll give it to you. What did you make of the Ronaldo score?
First of all, I'd like to say that before even Saka scored, we were actually under a massive amounts of pressure by United. They really played well in that initial 15 minutes until we got that second goal. So I think that first United goal was coming. So that was a great cross, I think, from Nemanja Matic, and Cristiano Ronaldo is probably the best in-box striker there is right now, right? So he literally just, if you see the goal again, it's like he literally makes a mockery out of the goalkeeper and the 2 defenders that are there. So like he knows his movement, he's practiced that movement so long and so good, and that left foot finish is so fantastic. Actually, he was the man that was performing really good overall, if you see in the whole Manchester United team. So I think that he had a really good game out of all the Manchester United players. So yeah, I think he deserved that goal as well, because it was a really good finish as well. And I think Gabriel and Ramsdale has to do better there. So yeah,
I probably thought Ramsdale should have rushed into, punch that or something like that, or nobody saw that coming. It was like a training.
Yeah, it was a silly goal to concede. Yeah, but I think these are, as Indian Gooner has previously also said, that these are really young players. They haven't played, this kind of a level of pressure of games consecutively, like Chelsea away, now Manchester United at home. So after they play these kind of pressure games more and more, the more the experience they gain, and the more these situations they face, and they more better they get. So it will take time. Ramsdale, as we talked, that it will take time. He has dropped recently for the past 2-3 games, but he will come back again because he's still young and he'll get better.
Yeah.
And let me say one more thing before you carry on. What was McTominay doing? Like, he just made a big fool out of himself, knocking the ball out of him. And then if you saw the player cams, Cristiano Ronaldo and Bruno Fernandes was also talking to, Saka before taking the pen. So if you saw that, they were saying something to him. I don't know what they were saying actually. So it was a great pen by Saka. It was like relaxed. He was like cool, calm, collected, and really fantastic. And obviously Cedric was again in the player cameras and videos. He's everywhere, man. He's everywhere. Cedric is everywhere right now.
Cedric could be amongst all the celebrations, but not in the important moments when he has to be defending. That was
yeah.
That's Cedric.
Luckily, this was the game that VAR and the refs was actually on Arsenal side this time. So I'm really happy with that. Like,
did you did you think that Cedric incident, the one that he did where it touched his hand, was that a penalty in your guys' opinion?
By the rules, what I have read the rules right now, I think it is not a penalty, but the way that Cedric literally became a caterpillar in our box, I think it is a penalty by the looks of it. But I can say it is a really 50-50. If it was like a Manchester United player doing this, yes, I would be really complaining and asking for a
Yeah, no,
penalty. So I
totally.
guess
That's
it
how
is a
we would be,
penalty.
right? Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
We did, of course, finished half very strongly with very good shots from El Nene and Odegaard. I had a feeling in me that El Nene probably was going to bang in a long ranger, but then his midfield partner did score in the third goal. But we'll talk about that more. But yeah, no, El Nene and Odegaard did have decent shots, but again, De Gea came to the rescue and then probably stopped that from happening. So we did finish half pretty strongly after that, and to talk about the second half, initially we had butterflies all over our tummy. I should say we had a pretty shaky start. Um, Tavares had one good opportunity where he should have really scored, but I don't know, Matt. Again, he hit himself, the ball in rosette, and that was the end of that brilliant move that we started off. Immediately after that, quite immediately after that, was that handball incident. It was all, it was written all over it that it was a penalty. What I I can't quite summarize to see what Tavares was trying to do there. He was trying to head, but then his hands were completely going in for the ball. It was a stonewall penalty any day. Dushyant, yes, you seem to be very interested. Please.
Like Nuno Tavares is Andrea Santos 2.0 reimagined.
Oh,
Like he's that player. He will
I had
bring
the
the
same feeling.
chaos in your
Yeah.
field. Like he's such a such a different player. Such a unique player because his attacking abilities, his running, his physical traits are so good. But his defensive part, and his IQ right now is quite raw. So he can develop, but we should be keeping realistic expectations from Nuno Tavares. So right, like that handball was like, hey, Jan, and he's like raising his hand and just
Yeah.
he
Inviting trouble.
I can't just like if you go against the Chelsea game again and this game, Man United game. So he has 2 assists and 1 goal. Like what what can you say? Like he has 2 goals and 1 assist, and he's not played that well in both the games. So he's like, and Arsenal are like always chaotic in both the games. So he's like he's the agent of chaos for me.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'll be still backing him. I'll be still paying him left back, even though Tomiyasu has returned. So I'll be still playing Nuno Tavares at left back because we need to get him experience. We need to keep him playing so that he gets to that level next season. So yeah.
But unfortunately, the fans get heart attacks watching him play. That's what
When,
that's what really happens.
whenever us, I mean, whenever Arsenal play, we do get heart attacks. Like we
Yeah.
have got accustomed to that.
Yeah.
Like even if you say someone, who are you? You say you are an Arsenal fan. You would like sit on a chair or something, have a glass of water.
Yeah. No, totally. I mean, Tavares was lucky in many ways, I felt. I mean, if you guys recollect the incident happening first half where Elanga was actually running for the ball, there was a slight tug from Tavares, and on any other day it could have been a penalty. Thankfully, it was not given that day. Of all the many things which happened, but it could
I
have been
think I
50-50.
think no. I think that was pretty good defending by him using his strength, right?
Yeah,
I don't think it was a
sort of. But there
penalty
was a
for me.
slight tug, and on any day when a forward goes down in the opposition box, it could have been dubious and could have been led to a penalty. But maybe not that day. Yeah, but yeah, we'll try and move on from there. Um, IG, I probably want to get your thoughts on that Kion incident. You know what I'm talking about.
No, I didn't get you.
Okay,
Which
that
incident?
was probably the Fernandes miss, which Ramsdale counted.
Oh, yes. You gave me that. You gave me the biggest part of the ice cream. Okay. So the moment is that Tavares puts his hand up, gives a penalty. All the Arsenal fans who loved him at the second minute when he scored a goal started hating him. I mean, I've tweeted it during the Chelsea game. I remember now. I tweeted it that Tavares is the most loved and at the same time the most hated Arsenal player right now, because you never know he's going to play against you, for you. It's a mixed bag. You just have to support him. You've seen the lots of players in other
It's
clubs
part
that
of the package,
do that as well. So
you have to enjoy that.
yes,
You're enjoying his goals and
yes,
assists, and you have to enjoy this too.
yes. So Fernandes takes the ball, and I believe, oh, he's going to go for the left-hand side corner. He's going to put it in. It's going to be easy. Ramsdale saving penalties, maybe not this season. So out he comes, hits the base of the bar, and it's outside. And Ramsdale celebrates as if it's 3-1. And oh my God, I also celebrate. It's not that I was Ramsdale was like every Arsenal fan that Fernandes missed a penalty. Oh, that doesn't happen very often. So that tells you a lot about the confidence as well. It's not that Fernandes has missed a penalty first time in his career, but looking at the context of the game, if Fernandes had scored that, I'm pretty much sure Manchester United were in the game.
Yeah, no, totally. It was reminiscent of the earlier game that we played at Old Trafford, right? We did get an we were 2-1 up, and then we went on to lose 3-2 that game. So it was quite similar to that. You could draw a lot of parallels, just that the penalty didn't go in here. It was a fantastic marking by Ramsdale in front of Keon. In front of Fernandes. Quite rightly brought all the memories of Keon marking Nistelrooy, back in the day. But yeah, no, I think that was probably a wasteful piece of penalty taking. And like what Dushyant mentioned, so it was good in a way that both Jorginho and Fernandes are missing penalties, which is good for the opponents.
That was my favorite moment of this match. Really, like his face is like I absolutely hate his face, and I would absolutely hate that he would score and then I would have to see his laughing Sadava face like on my TV like telecast celebrating. He's like my topmost player that I hate in the Premier League right now. He keeps falling down. He doesn't do anything for Manchester United aside from goals and assists. Like Odegaard is really that much better than him, in my opinion, honest opinion. But yeah, I was really happy after seeing him miss the penalty, even though Ronaldo was like on the pitch, right? So
yeah,
Ronaldo
that was quite surprising, isn't it? Because we all thought, everybody in the world would have actually thought that Ronaldo would be the one to take the penalty, but then I think it was Ronaldo's decision. Probably, I read that it was his decision not to take that penalty. And
yeah, so there was some news articles saying that due to his what happened in his personal life was the reason.
totally.
So that's understandable.
No, totally. But Ronaldo did try and get on the score sheet quite immediately after that, only for that to be an offside goal. I literally had a sort of panic attack when the ball went in. But even had slow attacks, when they were actually checking it for offside, and there was actually, I think, Ben White's feet at the back, which was making it really very close. But then
when I first saw that goal, I was like, yeah, that's clearly offside. And when they started drawing lines, I was like, oh shit, oh, here we go again. Not this VAR doing. They literally did it with the Brighton thing, right? When Martinelli scored that goal, which was a clear goal, I don't understand why it wasn't given a goal, right? Because they didn't have clear evidence to rule out that goal. No. But here again, I was like, oh, here we go again. VAR is going to fuck us with us again. Sorry to use the foul language, but yeah, that was going in my. That was like going in my head. But thank God that it was offside. Like literally millimeters again, the same as Nketiah.
No, I think all good things happened at once on that day. That's how we have to consider ourselves. How the real turning point to be during that game was not, I wouldn't even count the Xhaka's goal, but I would really count on save that Ramsdale did from Dalot shots. that was probably the most vital point, because that had all the elements to go in, even much more closer than the previous things that we've spoken about. But then, for some reasons, Ramsdale stood, and then he actually made a pretty good save, fingertip save, to deny Dalot a goal, and still kept the score 2-1. What did you make of that, IG?
I think even in the first half, when Dalot his shot went and hit the bar, Dalot gets a license to go forward. Not only just in this game, we've seen that as well. So Manchester United were always in the hunt. I mean, it's not that the way that they've played the games this season. A lot of teams have taken that early goal advantage against Manchester United, and they've tried to come back from it. By consistently attacking from the wings, trying to find Ronaldo when he's starting the game. So I know for the fact that if it was easier to beat Manchester United at Old Trafford, we would have done that. But there is some sort of spirit when Ronaldo plays. And last time around, when it was 2-2, Fred got fouled by Odegaard, and they got a penalty, and 3-2. We couldn't come back. So Manchester United are never out of the race, even though since people say that Ralph Rangnick, he should not be coaching Manchester United for not even a season, but he's actually improved certain aspects of their game. It's just that he might need his own personnel as well. So I never counted them out with Dalot's chances. Plus, I'm pretty much sure probably it was because they were low on confidence. Probably, I actually read a lot about the leaks that keep coming in every other day. I mean, it's all about the dressing room harmony, and a lot of right things have not been kept into perspective. Probably certain players don't believe in the manager as well. But to play, we are fighting for top 4. We want a result. 1 or 3 point, we just can't lose in rest of the games that is actually left. We expect even Burnley to play to fight for something when they play against us. So to think that Manchester United will not come in is itself wrong. But Diego Dalot's, I mean, quality player, but there are lots of players who are in the front line that need to fire.
No, totally. And there was actually a better player there on our side, which was Granit Xhaka, and he scored a wonderful strike to bring the scores to 3-1. Dushyant, I'll give it to you. What did you think of that goal? Did you see a goal coming out of that pass and that move?
It was like, I wasn't expecting like Granit Xhaka to score from there. It was like an interception from Elneny. Then it went to Granit Xhaka, and he just let it fly, right? And we were also kind of, you can say, a bit lucky, because like Nketiah was in the way a little bit. But I was like, because he's shooting from so far away, Eddie Nketiah can't go anywhere, right? So it's like, I think it's a clear goal for me. It's not an offside, because Ralph Rangnick even said in his press conference that it was an offside goal. But I don't think that it was offside because of Eddie Nketiah, right? Because he can't do anything. You can't expect a 30-yard screamer from anywhere, right?
Yeah,
and
no, totally.
Talk about like a full redemption arc. Like, if you would have told me that Granit Xhaka would be still at Arsenal after that Crystal Palace, what happened. And now, like, most of the Arsenal fans are with Granit Xhaka because of the 2 performances against, Chelsea, and as well as now Manchester United. And that goal, like, literally summed it up for me. The redemption arc is complete, and like most of the Arsenal fans love him and know his importance. And that goes like, is a real, it signifies Arsenal in a way, right? So I think it's a great goal, great for Granit Xhaka. I'm very happy for him, and yeah, great goal for in me.
Oh, totally.
And he most of the time he really scores that goal against Manchester United many times. Like, he has his habit of scoring against United.
He scored the most goals out of box against United, on par with Steven Gerrard. So remember the time, number of times that Gerrard has actually played against United, and to compare that, Xhaka has actually got the equal number of goals. playing significantly lesser than Gerrard is a fantastic achievement. That's outside the box.
Let's not over celebrate, because celebration police will be here, and you don't know which player or which manager will come out and say stop celebrating that goal, huh?
Oh, totally, man. Let them keep complaining. We'll be more louder every game.
By the way, just before we end the stream, as Indian Gooner said that there have been leaks coming out of the Manchester United dressing room. The latest leak that came out is like they, hired Eric Ten Hag. I think he will be a good coach, but it will take time for him. But according to many players, many are thinking that he won't bring that radical change. He can't handle the players. So this was another leak that came out of the dressing room. So as he suggested, like the dressing room is not good at Manchester United right now. There are many things going on in the background that Ten Hag has to settle, like just as Arteta has done with Arsenal. So it will take time for them. So yeah,
of course, yeah. Now we all know that he's a good coach, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see what United sort of support, how United support him in a way that he wants to do a rebuild. If in case they don't support him, it's going to be it's probably going to turn out into a damn squib. But I just think that the Glazers are not. I don't have a feeling that they'll probably support him enough. But we'll wait and see. There's a massive rebuilding task at hand. How he approaches, how he does that, whether he takes the route of Arteta in bringing in players that he trusts, or whether he goes in with the egos that are in there and then try and make them play. It remains to be seen.
By the way, last point before we end the stream, I would like to add that most of the fans are downplaying our wins against Chelsea away and Manchester United at home. I don't understand why. Like, we literally won. Like, we scored 7 goals, right? Like when it has happened, right?
No, totally. See, I think that to first counter the point, the ones who are actually downplaying that are really plastic, because they want the team to lose. They want Arteta not to be in the top 4, so that they can actually comment that told you so, sort of a thing towards the end of the season. But this
I'm
team,
not going to.
Yeah.
I'm not going to name him, but that fella in Spain was literally not celebrating our win. I don't know what he was doing, but he's like one of the most I hate that guy that much. I won't name him because he doesn't. I don't respect him at all. But yeah.
No. See, it's in a way. I mean, we all at the end of the start of the season, United were runners up last time around, and Ole was sort of building a team to win not just the Premier League, and they wanted to win the Champions League, and that's why they brought in Varane and Ronaldo, Sancho. Sure. Sorry, and look at the way that they are actually finishing the season to how we are now.
No, let me rub some salts in the Manchester United fans now. They were literally saying that Sancho is going to outperform Saka. Where are you now? I can't see you anywhere. Literally saying that he's the best winger we bought.
let's give them some rest, because they are very tired, talking about the season themselves. So they probably wouldn't want to bother anyone except, even them in many ways. But just coming back to United, they've just lost their 4th away game continuously in a row. That happened since March 1981. That was a time even before all of us were born. So it's a very good record that they are actually carrying on. Any final thoughts from the game? How did you guys feel about Tomiyasu's back entry in?
And when he came, the first thing he did was bring a yellow card to Cristiano Ronaldo, which I absolutely loved it. Like,
I'm not sure if you guys watch. I'm not sure if you guys watch Serie A. There was actually a game, 2020, I think. That was when UA played against Bologna, I mean, of course, Tomiyasu was playing for Bologna and then, Ronaldo for UA. There was a nutmeg which Tomiyasu did against Ronaldo. And I think that was actually running in Ronaldo's mind. And that was the time that he actually went for it. Just very quickly, very briefly, IG, I just wanted to get your thoughts on that Fernandes stamp on Tavares. We didn't really talk about that earlier. What did you make of it? Did you think that it was definitely a red card, that it was not given, or you thought that maybe it was justified as an yellow? What did you think?
No, he should have been sent off because it was a studs up challenge. He was nowhere near the ball. There was in no way that timing would have been so much perfect that he would have reached the ball. So it was purely mistimed, and I have seen Xhaka being sent off.
It was so late as well because he kicked the ball.
It was long time back. I mean, it was a red. I've also read a report from Dermot Gallagher, who is an ex-Premier League referee. He also said that it was straight proper red. There was no chance that Bruno would have reached the ball at all. So it was a very bad timing plus a pure studs up challenge. He should have been sent off.
And the name at the back was not Xhaka, so it doesn't warrant a red, buddy. That's how.
And also the front.
Yes.
Also the front.
And the badge in the front was not Arsenal.
That again, yeah.
But it has happened in the two games, Chelsea away as well. Mason Mount did a challenge 2 times. One on Tavares and one on Cedric, and he got away with both. And now there's Bruno Fernandes as well. But
no, it doesn't count, buddy. It was not Xhaka.
I guess
so that's
like
the first part of the rule.
Arsenal fans have a phenomenon that whenever a card is not given now, and it is a red card, if it was Xhaka, so like if you see Twitter, it's like a really thing that what would have happened if it was Xhaka. So like it's so like I think it's a genuine thing with refs. Like if they see Xhaka doing that tackle, they're like, yeah, straight away we are going to give you a red card.
Yeah,
like that
totally.
That happened against that Manchester City that I'm still pissed about, that we lost due to that awful penalty that we gave away, and that wasn't a penalty to begin with. But yeah.
Okay. Anyway, on that happy note, I'll probably wrap it up here. I don't think we have anything more to talk about the refs. Great win, guys, once again. So good to talk with both of you, and then we'll catch up in the upcoming pod. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Sure. Take care. It's always great to join this.
Yeah, Bob and Indian Gooner, hope you guys stay safe, and we'll talk more later.
Thanks, buddy. Thank you.